Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Townsend with the Growing Leadership Blog. We're on blog number 8 tonight. Excited to be here. We've been doing it for a week now. So yesterday, I talked to you about some of the techniques that John Maxwell uses to be consistent in what he's doing and to build the foundation of his speaking program. And that was he reads every day, he writes every day, and he files every day, taking the ideas and thoughts that he reads about and writes about, and then files them into a system where he can come back and collect them. And yesterday we had a couple ideas about doing that. But a lot of people asked me when I was running my speakers club, is where do you come up with these ideas? How do you come up with ideas to create a speech? Now, if you're in Toastmasters, yeah, you got your 60-second, and then you got your 3-minute speeches. But what if somebody's actually bringing you in to do a lunch and learn, to do a keynote speech that's maybe a half hour or 90 minutes? How are you going to flush that content? How are you going to fill that content next week? And this goes back to, going back into the box and pull out those quotes from the box that we talked about yesterday that are on a card, 5x8 or 3x5 card. But the quote is just the starting point. I laugh about the dead guy quotes. It was always great to hear a quote from General Patton or Napoleon or Sun Tzu. But that was just the starting point. The object was to take that quote and take the meaning behind that quote and develop material that supported it or went against it to provide to the audience, to add value to the audience, to influence the audience, to bring out an idea to the audience and help them grow. But you just can't use the quote. So yes, the quotes are in the box. The ideas are what flushes out from them. And one of the ways to do it is that, and I always laugh because I look at John Maxwell and I look at other authors, but John's really big in this, is to number things. He loves, you've got the 15 laws of growth, the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. You got 17 laws of teamwork. You've got 5 levels of leadership, etc. And it keeps going and going. I got so many books over here numbering that makes your head spin. Because what I realized is that for every chapter that John writes, 15 laws of growth, you realize there's 15 more books there? Because he could take every individual chapter and write another book. He's put the ideas down in that chapter, but now he wants to go deeper. He wants to take that and expand it. So he's going to pull that chapter out and take it to another level. But he's set up the foundations. And he does that by starting small, going maybe to his first book, and then to multiple books coming off that. And in doing so, and thinking through that process, I've started to do the same thing. So I've been asked to come in and do a keynote speech on network. How do we network and get the most out of maybe my BNI group, or get out of my company is going to have a networking event? So what is the best way to maximize that and get everybody on my team working together? So I'm going to go back to my box, and I'm going to go in under networking, and I'm going to start pulling some stuff out. And then maybe C for connecting. And then S for sales. What do I got in the sales chapter? And I kind of keep going on through that. T for touching people, connecting, etc. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going back and researching the different topics I have, and I'm laying those out on the table. And the next thing I know, I built together a list of 10 fundamentals for networking. And then I wrote those down, and started flushing them out because the words weren't clear the first time. Then I started clearing up the words, and ultimately I come up with my 10 fundamentals for networking. What happens with that? Well, then I put that into a class. I put that into a workshop. I put that into a webinar, a seminar. And I can come into your business and teach that as part. And then because as I go through each of these, I'm starting to go in depth. I can do breakout sessions on certain number of the topic, right? So fundamental number 1, relationships are number 1. Number 2, a simple thank you goes a long way. Number 3, appreciation wins over promotion every time. A picture paints 1,000 words. People do business with people they know, like, and trust, etc. I can keep going through the 10 list, but you see what I'm saying is I went through my sources, my readings, my materials, collected that, and I didn't have to go back and dig out a book and try and find something. I had the resource sources at my fingertips. Put them together, built a speech, built a webinar, built a class of which you can sign up and invite me in your company to work with you. And that's the idea. So as you're going forward in your life and whatever you're doing, keep collecting. I think the topic for tonight I came up with was collectors collect, teachers teach, speakers speak. So all of that ties in together, that speakers collect, teachers collect, and collectors teach and speak on what they collect. So again, go back out there, get that box, get the 3x5 cards, get alphabet tabs, and start putting things in there. And I'll tell you what, you know how many topics you can come up with? I've been told this in the past. Oh, I should only have 10 topics. No. You should have about 3,000 topics and just keep going. You don't come up with a topic till you've looked at the quote or the statement, and then from there, choose the topic. Don't take a topic and then try and fit something in it. Read and think into it. So again, the fundamentals are there for you to write at your fingertips. And anybody can do this. Raise your hand right now if you think you can do this, that you could take a quote, a series of quotes, build a class that you can teach to your business, at your church, at your neighborhood, or online. All right, guys, thanks for following. Keep tuning back in. We're going to day 9 tomorrow. Have a good evening now, out here.